Very good morning and welcome to News on the Hour. In the next 1 hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. Correspondents will also be joining us live. First up, the headlines. Continuous decline witnessed in COVID-19 daily numbers. India reports 41,506 new cases. Recovery rate stands at 97.20%. Over 37 crore 60 lakh beneficiaries vaccinated so far. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on a 3-day Gujarat visit to lay the foundation stone of water distribution scheme by AUDA and inaugurate various projects of Western Railways and Ahmedabad municipality. BJP's landslide victory in Uttar Pradesh block Pramukh elections, 648 seats won by BJP. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah and State Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath congratulate the winning candidates. Flood situation remains grim in Bihar. 10 districts affected by the floods. Budhi Gandak river flowing above danger mark. NDRF and local SDRF administration continue with relief and rescue work on a war footing. In sports, Argentina lift Copa America title after a long wait of 28 years. Beat Brazil 1-0, Argentina's first victory since 1993. Di Maria's goal leads Argentina to a famous win. Australian Ashleigh Barty beats Czech Republic's Karolina Pliskova in 3 sets, lifts the Wimbledon trophy. In men's singles, defending champion Novak Djokovic sets up summit clash with Italy's Matteo Berrettini. In Euro 2020, England to take on Italy in the summit clash in London tonight. England hope to clinch first major tournament triumph after 55 years. Italy undefeated in their last 33 matches. Right, we'll start with our top story. India has been reporting a declining trend in new daily COVID-19 cases. In the last 24 hours, the country has reported 41,506 new cases. The active case load is currently at 4,54,118. The active cases constitute 1.47% of total cases, and as many as 41,526 patients have recovered in the last 24 hours, and total of 2,99,75,064 patients have recovered so far across the country. India's recovery rate has increased to 97.20%. The weekly positivity rate remains below 5% and is currently at 2.32%, while daily positivity rate is less than 3% for the 20th consecutive day and is now at 2.25%. And talking about the vaccination, India continues to vaccinate its population against COVID-19, and under the largest nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive, the country has so far administered 37 crore 60 lakh 32,586 doses. On Saturday, as many as 37 lakh 23,367 doses of vaccines were administered, and of this, 23 lakh 44,925 people received their first dose, while 13 lakh 78,442 people received their second dose of COVID-19 vaccine. So test, track and trace are helping India report decline in the new daily COVID-19 cases. Testing has ramped up in the country, and so far 43 crore 8,85,470 samples have been tested for COVID-19. On Saturday, as many as 18 lakh 43,500 samples were tested. And talking about Rajasthan, as COVID-19 cases dwindle in Rajasthan, the state government has announced new set of relaxations in lockdown, and we'll tell you the new guidelines now. Individuals vaccinated with at least first dose of COVID-19 vaccine have been provided special relaxations with entry into cineplexes, skill training centers, indoor sport complexes, auditoriums and the exhibitions. The government has also discontinued a weekend curfew. This is big. A new guidelines came into force from today onwards. The government has allowed cineplexes, theatres and multiplexes to reopen with 50% of capacity from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Skill training centres also open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Auditoriums and exhibitions have also been permitted to open between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. Passengers who have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine exempted to produce a negative RT-PCR report of the COVID-19. Outdoor and indoor sports activities have also been given a go-ahead from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And talking about Maharashtra now, in Maharashtra, the COVID-19 cases continue to rise. 8,296 new cases reported on Saturday. 6,026 patients were recovered and discharged in the last 24 hours. The total recoveries across the state stood at 59,06,466. The recovery rate in the state is 96.05%. 179 COVID-19 deaths reported in the state on Saturday, and the case fatality rate in the state is 2.04%. Right, my colleague Shama Mishra is joining us live from Mumbai. Good morning, Shama. We are getting to know again that the cases have started rising again in Maharashtra, in few districts of Maharashtra, and Mumbai reported nearly 500 cases in the last 24 hours. Is this the new normal?
Well, in Maharashtra, we were seeing that the numbers were on a steady decline, but then that steady decline came to a stagnant decline. And now the numbers are hovering around 9,000, 10,000. Yesterday's number also, if you see, it is more than 8,000 and close to 9,000. If we are talking about fatalities also, that is another matter of concern, because given the fact that every day close to 200 or more than 150 cases of deaths are being reported, more number of backlog deaths are also being added, and that is rising concerns over here. Apart from that, as you rightly mentioned, that there are many districts in Maharashtra that are contributing to the rising number of cases in Maharashtra, and those are Kolhapur, who have been contributing the maximum number of cases. Mumbai, as you mentioned, Mumbai has reported yesterday 500 cases, more than 500 cases, and that has been the trend of Mumbai as well, the stagnant trend of Mumbai. So Mumbai has been reporting anywhere between 500 to 700 daily number of cases. So there also the stagnant trend has been noticed. We are also talking about vaccination drive over here. Vaccination drive, due to shortage of vaccine doses, Mumbai and Kalyan Dombivli and Thane areas have been not organizing the vaccination drive at the centers, and that also includes today. Mumbai, we are seeing from the past 3 days, including today, the vaccination drive is shut. Usually Maharashtra tries to cover close to 4 lakh people every day on for vaccination drive, but since the vaccination drives in the major cities are not organized or not on, this number comes close to 2 lakh people every day. Even then, Maharashtra has been at the forefront of the vaccination drive, and Maharashtra has already given vaccination doses to more than 3 crore 60 lakh people. So yes, Maharashtra over there, we could say a silver lining over there, the vaccination drive, but a lot has to be done over here, as we've already seen that huge crowds, overcrowding pictures from the markets or from other areas have been pouring, and that includes Maharashtra as well. We have also been noticing that in Mumbai or other places in Maharashtra which have these popular markets, people have been seen overcrowding and not following social distancing or COVID appropriate behavior, including wearing the masks properly. So now the government is again emphasizing people on the fact that people should with appropriate behavior. Otherwise, we could see a rise, we could see the beginning of the third wave, given the fact that the ministers have already said that the third wave could hit Maharashtra anywhere from July to September. And if this continues, this trend continues, then we are no longer far from the third wave to begin.
But Shama, this will be very, very dangerous. Like you are saying that people are not following the COVID appropriate behavior, not even the government protocols. And I'm not too sure about whether they are wearing proper mask or not. It should not be dangling on their chin. And talking about the vaccination, you are saying 3 crore and 60 lakh people have been vaccinated in Maharashtra. Are people going in numbers for the vaccination or not? And also, this will be very, very dangerous if they are not following COVID appropriate behavior.
Yes, it is very dangerous given the fact that we've already witnessed the havoc that the second wave had laid on us, and even then, if people have not learned anything, that would be a sad reality. So it is high time that we again pull up our guards and not become complacent, because we are seeing the numbers have come down from 68,000. Now the numbers are within the 10,000 range. So there is no need to become complacent and be thinking that this is over. This is not over. This is far from over, and we have to be very the fact that we are to follow the COVID appropriate behavior. On vaccination front, the number that I've mentioned, that is the total vaccination doses that have been administered, and it comprises both first and second doses. So more number of people are close to the first dose. So more number of people have completed their first dose, and this also comprises the people who have taken both their doses. More number of people are trying to go to the vaccination centers, since the central government had said that now the option of walk-in has also begun. Maharashtra government had also started that at any civic run center, usually there has been the center or the BMC or anywhere else in Maharashtra also, they release the information a day prior or at the evening of the next day that at this particular center you would be getting Covaxin or Covishield. How many doses of that are available, if it's available for first dose or both the doses, what age group they are organizing, and accordingly people could go there. So there also the administration has the 50% walk-in option and 50% online option. However, BMC had urged people within the range of within the age group of 18 to 29 that they should be registering online first, taking their schedules or appointments, and then going to the nearest center that is available or that is giving the vaccination doses. So that way, large number of people were thronging these areas, but then as they got to know that limited number of vaccination doses are available with this particular center, they usually try to go in the morning, and over there they could get the information that if it's available, they would be staying there. Otherwise, they would be returning to their homes. And we've also seen the scenes of fighting or the scenes of quarreling over there, over the fact that people were not given advance notices, and then they were told the vaccination drive is not happening today, or the doses have been exhausted, and they could not be administering the doses to those people. So people were furious on that fact, and we've seen ugly scenes over there as well. But yes, Maharashtra government or the BMC is trying to take everything under control, trying to make everything under control, and trying to procure more number of vaccination doses from private players as well, from the institutes directly as well, and ensuring that these similar stalls should not happen in future, and the vaccination drive continues to be on war foot, and every day we could complete a target of more than 4 lakh, more than 5 lakh.
Right, the state government and BMC are saying that they are trying their best so that everything is under control, but it's very important and we urge people to get vaccinated if you are eligible to be inoculated, and follow the COVID appropriate behavior, which is very, very important. Thanks, Shama, for bringing us up to speed on the COVID situation in Mumbai and Maharashtra. Well, moving on to our next story, Home Minister Amit Shah, who is on a 3-day visit to Gujarat, is scheduled to visit the Bhopal area of the city, which is part of his Gandhinagar Lok Sabha constituency. Amit Shah will inaugurate a library and a civic centre. He would also inaugurate other projects, including water distribution project, a community hall, and a ward office built by the civic authorities in and around Ahmedabad city. He will also lay the foundation stone for AMC and Ahmedabad Urban Development Authority projects worth rupees 215 crores. And talking about the flood situation in Bihar, it continues to remain grim. 10 districts have been affected by the floods, where the administration is engaged in relief and rescue work on a war footing. In Darbhanga, the population of 21 villages has been affected due to the breach in Zamindari embankment at 2 places. The broken embankment is being repaired. Circle Officer Ajit Kumar Jha says that the work of repair of the embankment will be completed soon.
टूटा नहीं है, टूटने के कगार पर तो कई जगह पर था, जैसे कोठिया में वार्ड नंबर 1 में था, मंगरथू में था, और सब रिपेयर हो गया है और पानी अभी स्थिर भी हो गई है, इसलिए अब कोई बांध का खतरा नहीं। माधोपट्टी में भी वेडिस रहा था, उसका भी रिपेयर हो गया है। पंचायत तो लगभग 21 पंचायत प्रभावित हो गए हैं, 21-22 पंचायत प्रभावित हो गए हैं, जिसमें 12-13 पंचायत जो है बहुत खराब स्थिति में है।
In Samastipur district, flood water has spread in many areas due to increase in the water level of several rivers, including Budhi Gandak. The operation of trains on the down line of Samastipur-Darbhanga railway section remains suspended as the flood water is touching the bridge girder on rail bridge number 1 located at Samastipur railway station of East Central Railway. Due to the rise in water level of Kosi and Bagmati in Khagaria district, the population living in the vicinity of the embankment has been threatened. People of Madhura village of Khagaria Sadar block are troubled by the erosion caused by the Bagmati river.
जिस हिसाब से बांध टूटा हुआ है, अभी तो मरम्मत बढ़िया से हो रहा है। अगर नहीं बांधता तो बहुत सारा गांव में पानी जो है फैल जाता। अभी तक तो लगभग जो है पिंडारुच इधर हो गया, बुलबुलिया इधर मजगामा, इस सब में पानी पहुंच गया है सर यहाँ का।
And the Met Department has predicted light to moderate rain in some districts of Simanchal along with Araria, Aurangabad, East and West Champaran. Well, our correspondent Salman Haider has more information on this. He is joining us live from Patna. Good morning, Salman. First of all, the flood situation in Bihar continues to remain grim and small rivers still flow above the danger mark.
Yeah, very good morning. Now, I may apprise you of the latest situation. In Khagaria district, there is prediction of over 100 millimeter rainfall today, and Kosi and Bagmati rivers are flowing above the danger mark.
Okay.
So in Khagaria and in Darbhanga, situation is really grim. The Budhi Gandak river at Lal Begia Ghat in East Champaran is 1 meter above the danger mark. Gandak river is 1 meter 10 centimeters above the danger mark in Dumaria Ghat at Gopalganj. Budhi Gandak river is 1 meter 4 centimeter above the danger mark in Sikandarpur of Muzaffarpur district. It is 2 meters above in Rosada of Samastipur. In Darbhanga, both the Bagmati and Adwara rivers are flowing above the danger mark. The Kamla Balan river in Madhubani is also above the red mark at 2 places. Mahananda in Purnia and Parman river in Araria are also above the danger mark. The Met Department has forecasted rain in the catchment area of Bihar, almost all catchment areas of all the rivers in Bihar. So this is the situation now. We can assume that we can predict that the situation will remain grim for next 24 hours in Darbhanga, East Champaran, West Champaran, Samastipur and Khagaria, and also in Araria, where 85 millimeter of rainfall has occurred during past 24 hours. and also there is a matter of relief that no rain has been registered in catchment of Gandak in Nepal for past 20 hours, 24 hours. So we can assume that the situation will improve somewhat along the course of the Gandak River. Yes.
But Salman, we want to know about the rescue operations also. High-level team, like we were reporting, also has been along with West Champaran. DM Kundan Kumar also made aerial surveys of the areas to take stock of the situation and streamline the rescue operations too. What update do you have on this?
Actually, all the DMs have been advised to take close watch on their respective district, and they are asked to visit and survey aerial survey also. So the vigil is on, and the embankments are being strengthened, and the flood protection work is also going on, and NDRF and SDRF teams are also there. Only not much rescue operation is left, but only the relief operations are going on, providing the affected people with essential items, and relief camps have been opened. Community kitchens have also been opened in the flood affected areas at higher places. Yes.
Right. Thank you, Salman. Thank you for giving us your vital inputs. Met Department predicts more rainfall in the east and central Bihar. So thank you so much, Salman. Well, shifting focus, after sweeping the Zilla Panchayat chairman elections, the BJP supported candidates have registered win in over 635 out of 825 block Pramukh seats on Saturday. Immediately after the results were announced, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath told reporters that BJP's landslide victory in three-tier Panchayat elections is recognition of the state government's policy of development of everyone. He added that with the inspiration of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the mantra which PM had given 7 years ago in the form of Sabka Saath and Sabka Vishwas. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated the Uttar Pradesh unit of BJP and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath for the major success in block Pramukh polls. And this is what he tweeted. Even in the election of block Pramukh in Uttar Pradesh, state BJP of UP raised its flag. And the benefits that the people have got from the government's policies and public interest schemes have been reflected in the party's massive victory. All party workers deserve compliments for this victory. Moving on, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar returned to New Delhi on Sunday after a successful two-day visit to Georgia. Dr. S. Jaishankar held bilateral meeting with Vice Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Georgia, David Zalkalyani, in Tbilisi. Both leaders agreed to work together to step up engagement on trade and economic cooperation, tourism, connectivity, education and culture. Dr. S. Jaishankar said connectivity is key to competitiveness, reliability and resilience in a globalized world, and it is in mutual interest of both countries to promote it and to do so expeditiously. He also met the President of Georgia. Both the leaders discussed the progress in India-Georgia bilateral cooperation, connectivity and also Afghanistan. The External Affairs Minister also had a comprehensive discussion on bilateral relationship with Georgia's Prime Minister. And before his return from Georgia, the External Affairs Minister unveiled a statue of Mahatma Gandhi in Tbilisi Park. Vice Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister of Georgia, David Zalkalyani, was also present on the occasion. And Dr. S. Jaishankar has expressed gratitude to the people of Goa for taking care of Georgia's valuable heritage, moved by the ceremony at the Sameba Holy Trinity Cathedral. And in Odisha, Interstate Wildlife Crime Control Bureau has detained 8 accused of smuggling tiger skin. The bureau has also seized skin of 8 leopards and of a Royal Bengal tiger. Chhattisgarh Wildlife Crime Control Bureau with Raipur and Jabalpur Forest Range officers launched joint operation with received inputs of presence of tiger skin smugglers in Kalahandi. The 8 accused were said to be waiting to sell the skin of the leopards. Moving further, today is World Population Day, which is observed every year on 11th July. The day was established by the United Nations in 1989. A resolution was passed and World Population Day was first marked in the year 1990 in more than 90 countries. World Population Day seeks to draw attention towards the issues arising out of the increasing population across the globe. The day is observed with the goal of highlighting the difficulties created by overpopulation and creating awareness about how overpopulation may be an obstacle to the ecosystem and the progress of humanity. And the theme of World Population Day 2021 is the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on fertility. Notably, India has the world's second largest populace after China. And on the occasion of World Population Day today, Uttar Pradesh government will announce the state's population policy for 2021 to 2030 on Sunday, that is today. The new policy has provisions to give incentives to those who help in population control. A draft bill on population control has already been uploaded on UP government's website and suggestions are invited till July 19th. And if enacted, the provisions of the proposed legislation titled the Uttar Pradesh Population Control Stabilization and Welfare Bill 2021 will come into force after 1 year from the date of publication in the Gazette.
Uttar Pradesh has set into motion the process to bring a law concerning the population in the state. The UP State Law Commission has released the first draft of the Uttar Pradesh Population Control Stabilization and Welfare Bill 2021. The Commission has asked for suggestions and modifications from the public by 19th of this month. Commission has described it as a bill to revitalize efforts and provide for measures to control, stabilize and provide welfare to the population of the state by implementation and promotion of two-child norm. The bill provides for many incentives to UP government public servants who adopt two-child norm, including 2 additional increments during the entire service, subsidy towards purchase of plot or house, rebate on charges for utilities including water, electricity, etc., maternity or paternity leave for 12 months, free healthcare facility and insurance coverage to the spouse, and 3% increase in the employer's contribution fund under the NPS. Additional benefits will accrue to the public servant who opts for a single child. These include 2 additional increments during the entire service, free healthcare facility and insurance coverage to the single child till the age of 20, preference to single child in admission in all education institutions, free education up to graduation level and preference to single child in government jobs.
जो दंपति 2 बच्चों की जनसंख्या नीति को अपनाता है, उसे तमाम प्रकार की सरकारी सुविधाएं दी जाएंगी, उसकी जितनी भी राज्य की कल्याणकारी योजनाएं हैं उनका लाभ दिया जाएगा। और अगर कोई व्यक्ति इस नीति का पालन नहीं करता है तो फिर वो राज्य की कल्याणकारी सुविधाओं का लाभ पाने का अधिकारी नहीं होगा। और इसमें हमने ये भी प्रस्तावित किया है कि अगर ऐसा व्यक्ति जनसंख्या नीति को नहीं अपनाता है तो उसका राशन कार्ड 4 यूनिट तक सीमित कर दिया जाए।
Violators of the two-child norms will not be eligible to any of the benefits mentioned already. Further disincentives include debarring from benefit of government-sponsored welfare schemes, limit of ration card units up to 4, bar on contesting elections to local bodies or applying for government jobs, and bar on promotion in government services. UP has called the bill a step in the right direction for the benefit of the state.
आज की आवश्यकता है कि जनसंख्या नीति आ जाए और सब लोग जिस प्रकार से देश के सामने चुनौतियां खड़ी हो रही हैं उसका मिल करके मुकाबला करें।
The benefits of the draft bill are however being contested by the opposition leaders.
पॉपुलेशन कंट्रोल करना चाहिए, लेकिन ये पूरे देश की समस्या है, सिर्फ यूपी की समस्या नहीं है। पार्लियामेंट के अंदर कानून बनना चाहिए। ऐसा लगता है कि हर चुनाव से पहले भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस तरीके के कानून बनाना चाहती है।
आप
Yeah, bill is a step in the right direction, but we'll go straight across live now. Former Union Minister Thawarchand Gehlot is being sworn in as the 19th Governor of Karnataka.
थावरचंद गहलोत ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं श्रद्धापूर्वक कर्नाटक राज्य के राज्यपाल के पद का कार्यपालन करूंगा तथा अपनी पूरी योग्यता से संविधान और विधि का परिरक्षण करूंगा, संरक्षण और प्रतिरक्षण करूंगा और मैं कर्नाटक राज्य की जनता की सेवा और कल्याण में निरत रहूंगा।
Right, so we were showing you the live visuals of the swearing-in ceremony of Thawarchand Gehlot, the 19th Governor of Karnataka, and he has replaced Vajubhai Wala, who was the Governor of Karnataka since 2014. Moving on to our next story now. In a landmark day in the bid to commercialize outer space, British billionaire Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic is set to launch the world's first ever fully crewed test flight to the edge of space from the Mojave Desert, and if successful, Branson will nose ahead of other billionaire space entrepreneurs like Amazon's Jeff Bezos and Tesla's Elon Musk in taking people into space to realize their once-in-a-lifetime dream, which comes with a fairly heavy price tag.
British business mogul Richard Branson and his space tourism venture Virgin Galactic are set to make history on Sunday. A successful takeoff and landing at New Mexico's Mojave Desert would make the flight of the VSS Unity the first ever fully crewed test flight to the edge of space. Branson himself will be strapped in for the ride, along with 5 other individuals, paving the way for commercial space tourism in the world.
When we land, I'll celebrate with family, friends, grandchildren, children, and a great grin on my face.
VSS Unity will be borne by a twin fuselage carrier jet dubbed VMS Eve, which is named for Branson's mother, to an altitude of 50,000 feet, where Unity will be released to soar by rocket power to the outer fringe of the Earth's atmosphere. 89 kilometers above the New Mexico desert, the crew will experience a few minutes of weightlessness before making a gliding descent back to Earth. The flight will last about 90 minutes and end where it began, on a runway at Spaceport America near the aptly named town of Truth or Consequences. Among those on board is also Andhra-born aeronautical engineer Sirisha Bandla, who's clearly very excited at the prospect of being part of an unprecedented space flight.
I've had dreams about this flight almost every night. I'm one of those people that dreams in vivid color every night, and ever since I got the news that I'm going to space, I've been dreaming about it. So I'm just so excited, and it's clearly there in my mind.
If successful, Sunday's flight will also give Branson bragging rights to besting rival Jeff Bezos and his space company Blue Origin in what has been popularized as a billionaire space race. Bezos, founder of online retail giant Amazon.com, is slated to fly aboard Blue Origin's suborbital rocket ship, the New Shepard, later this month. Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin, along with fellow billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk's SpaceX, are competing head-to-head in the emerging business of space tourism, though Musk has had a big head start.
What SpaceX is doing is primarily launching satellites, government satellites, commercial satellites, and other space systems to Earth orbit. The other two are seeking to focus on space tourism, taking passengers to low Earth orbit for a few minutes of microgravity time, and then taking them back to.
It's honestly not a race. It's a race to. If it's a race, it's a race to produce wonderful spaceships and that can make many more people be able to access space, and I think that's both of our aims.
If Sunday's mission succeeds, Virgin has planned 2 more test flights before beginning commercial services next year. A ticket costs $250,000 for now, but the company eventually hopes to slash the fare for each seat to $40,000. Bureau Report, DD India.
Right, some international news now. Haitian opposition group has called on the international community to recognize Senate President Joseph Lambert as interim president after Haiti's Senate nominated him following the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. The acting interim Prime Minister Claude Joseph has taken over the reins of power so far. Moïse was gunned down before dawn on July 7th at his Port-au-Prince home. Haiti's Senate, which currently comprises just a third of its usual 30 senators, nominated Lambert on Friday to be interim president after the assassination of the president. In Miami, the number of people confirmed to have been killed in the collapse of a condominium tower last month has reached 86. The tower partially caved in on itself on 24th June. No survivors have been pulled alive from the ruins since the first few hours after the collapse. Investigators are still trying to determine what caused the collapse of the 40-year-old complex. Families grieve loss of relatives in Miami tower collapse.
Recovery efforts will continue throughout the day despite the inclement weather, as long as it is safe for the responders. The team has recovered additional victims since our last report, and so the total number now of confirmed deaths is 86. Please pray for all of those who've lost loved ones and whose hearts are broken from this unspeakable tragedy, and for those who are still waiting.
In Ethiopia, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's Prosperity Party won 410 of the 436 parliamentary seats in the recently concluded election. The win assures him another term in office. Abiy hailed the 21st June vote as the country's first free and fair election after decades of repressive rule. However, an opposition boycott, war, ethnic violence and logistical challenges overshadowed the election in some areas. Voting did not take place in 3 of Ethiopia's 10 regions. Meanwhile, there was a little reaction to the victory on the streets of Addis Ababa. Some said they were most concerned about the war in Tigray and would like PM Abiy Ahmed and his party to make peace a priority. The election was the first test of voter support for Abiy, who promised political and economic reforms when he was appointed Prime Minister by the governing coalition in 2018. But in the streets of Addis Ababa, many said they were concerned about the fighting in Tigray and it was a priority for them and the country.
And I think that Tigray shouldn't, separate from Ethiopia. And all I want is peace in this country. And secondly, well, I can't say he hasn't done nothing good. He has done so much things to this country. But what I want is to make peace with our neighboring countries, with Sudan and Eritrea. And I want Eritrea to make a peace with our Tigray nations.
And in Tajikistan, at least 5 people have died after an earthquake of magnitude 5.9 struck 27 km east of Rasht on Saturday. The European Mediterranean Seismological Center said tremors were also felt in the capital, Dushanbe, some 165 km southwest of the epicenter. Several homes were damaged due to the earthquake. Well, let's now take a look at the updates on COVID-19 from across the world. The world continues to battle COVID-19. So far, over 18 crore, 72 lakh people have tested positive across the globe, while the number of recoveries stand above 17 crore and 12 lakh. The deadly virus has claimed more than 40 lakh 43,000 lives worldwide, and the US continues to remain worst affected from COVID-19, with number of cases crossing 3 crore 47 lakh. The number of deaths in the country from the virus stands above 6 lakh and 22,000. In Bangladesh, COVID-19 situation improves slightly. The country has recorded a decline in COVID fatalities and the number of cases of infections. Bangladesh registered over 8,700 cases, while the country saw 185 deaths on Saturday. The country's active cases are above 1,24,900, which is 12.4% of total cases. Meanwhile, Bangladesh continues to be under strict lockdown. Shops of only essential items have been allowed to open. The South Asian country's government extended strictest lockdown earlier this week till July 14th in a bid to tackle the surge in COVID-19 cases. Talking about Brazil now, residents of Ilha Grande Island of the coast of Rio de Janeiro received their first dose of COVID-19 vaccine, and as per the authorities, over 2,400 residents will receive the jab by this weekend. The local government of Rio de Janeiro started the mass vaccination with a shot of Janssen developed by Johnson & Johnson. In addition to the vaccination plan, Oswaldo Cruz Foundation will conduct a study to evaluate the vaccine's effectiveness in the population of Ilha Grande Island. Brazil has administered over 11 crore 27 lakh 74,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine so far. As winters are arriving in the southern hemisphere, epidemiologists have warned of more fatalities to be registered in Brazil. Russia reported highest single-day spike in COVID-19 death toll. The country has reported 752 fatalities on Saturday, pushing the national toll to cross 1,42,000. The coronavirus task force revealed that Moscow has alone reported over 5,600 cases in a single day. Russia's cumulative number of cases has crossed 57 lakh and 58,000. And Australia on Sunday reported its first coronavirus-related death of the year and record 77 new cases of the virus in the state of New South Wales. And of this, 33 were people who had spent time in the community while they were infectious. State Premier Gladys Berejiklian said the numbers in and around the Australian's biggest city, Sydney, are expected to rise. The recent outbreak stands at 566 cases.
Of time of the lockdown is dependent on all of us. If people don't leave home unless they absolutely have to, we'll come out of this sooner rather than later. But that's why I want to leave the door open to the advice we provide. It really depends on how quickly we can turn the numbers around. But given where we're at, and given the lockdown was supposed to be lifted on Friday, I think everybody can tell that it's highly unlikely at this stage, given where the numbers are.
In Spain, Catalonia's Barcelona saw thousands of music lovers determined to enjoy the Kula Music Festival getting tested for COVID-19 at entrance. A crowd of over 25,000 attended each of the 3 days of the festival. Though safe distancing was fairly well applied during the day, by night the crowds were enjoying the festival sounds, taking some respite from the pandemic. COVID-19 cases in Catalonia surged after dwindling over recent months. Nightlife venues in Catalonia have been shut again. Spain's cumulative number of COVID-19 cases is above 39 lakh 37,000 with over 81,000 fatalities. And sports now. We'll start with Copa America finals. Argentina rewrites the record books and lifted the title of Copa America 2021 for the first time after 1993. The country beats Brazil under the captaincy of Lionel Messi with 1-0 in the final match today morning. This is the first Copa America title under Messi's captaincy, and both the teams were aggressive during the face-off. Argentina's only goal came at the 22nd minute when Di Maria received a long ball on the right flank and he chipped Edison to find the net, making the team to lead 1-0. Argentina maintained this lead till first half of the game, and Di Maria is man of the match. Lionel Messi becomes best player of the tournament. Well, to give us more information on this, my colleague Anil Thomas joins me live. Anil, Lionel Messi won his first major international trophy and Argentina's first trophy after 28 years. Big win for them, and beating Brazil in the final makes it even bigger. And the celebrations after the win show it all.
Well, good morning, Abhishek. Well, clearly, the tone and tenor of this particular Copa America final, had larger ramifications over a Euro final that's expected tonight. And clearly, two Galacticos there, an El Clasico in the Copa America final, Neymar on one side representing Brazil, Messi on the other side representing Argentina. Messi not having a great track record when it comes to finals. Remember, he's been in 3 Copa America finals twice. He's lost to Chile on penalties, once to Brazil. 2015 World Cup final against Germany, that also ended in despair. So clearly not many things going for Messi in particular and Argentina on a whole in football. But, all that is put aside today, the manner in which Messi led the team, purely one of the top assists in the tournament, player of the tournament, winning the tournament there, clearly, putting to rest that's loans, that lone medal that he has, a 2008 Beijing Olympics gold medal. This time around, adding more weight to his stature, especially when it comes to leading Argentina to glory. And I think full marks to the coach in the manner in which he's brought that same Barcelona psychology of play, or that same philosophy of play into very much what we saw with the Argentina team, the performance that they put on the field. And results are there to see. They were on an unbeaten run. But clearly, this particular title means a lot for Argentina and Messi in particular. Remember, Maradona passed away last year, so they did want to prove a point there. And I think that hand-holding that Messi has been doing for long, but not being able to get the silverware, is finally put to rest. Messi does the unthinkable there, getting Argentina to victory and a podium finish, especially lifting that Copa America trophy after a 28-year-long wait. And I think this could be the last Copa America that Messi might play. And, all eyes will be on Messi now, whether can he lead Argentina to World Cup glory in 2022 in Qatar.
Absolutely. And Anil, Argentina had defeated Brazil in the Copa America final for the first time since 1937. But talking about Brazil, Anil, they were in red-hot form in the entire tournament. And this was the 3rd goal that they conceded in the entire tournament. What do you think went wrong for the Brazil in the finals?
Well, I think the hunger to win, when you are there in a final, you are defending your trophy, and the hunger to win among the two teams there in the middle, I think Argentina showed a bit more urgency, a bit more urge, and a bit more determination. Because remember, Brazil had more of ball possession. If you look at the ball possession in the entire game, Brazil had close to 60% of ball possession, but you don't end up on the winning side if you are unable to break the deadlock in the game. And I think Argentina realized that pretty early. Di Maria coming off the bench once again, his good run in the tournament that we've seen, the coach once again backing him. That particular, I would say it was a cold dead finish, especially in that crunch moment, getting that ball on that angle, lobbing the ball over the goalkeeper, a cool finish. It's what world-class finishers can do, at the top of the box. And I think Di Maria set it up perfectly. Yeah. The pressure, the marking was on Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi played more the withdrawn midfielder, doing more the feeding part, playing a role that a Maradona would have played for Argentina. Yeah. And I think that's great results for Argentina in this tournament. I think Brazil in that final, the hunger to win between the two teams, Argentina showed it a bit more, and I think Brazil crumbled. That early goal in the 22nd minute, Argentina, all that they did after that, Messi did himself have a golden opportunity to double the lead, made a mess of it, but I think in the end Argentina won. I think you got to give full marks to the Argentinian defense, the way in which they held up, holding on to that slender lead, the 1-0 lead, going into the 90th minute, 4 minutes, the ball was in the Argentinian half. So you can understand the pressure that the Argentinian defense have withstood in this tournament, and Argentinian defense and goalkeepers are generally considered to be making the mistake in the final 5 to 10 minutes. They have done it at the world stage on many occasions, but this time around they held the fort, really well. They guarded the fort really well, and I think Brazil failed to make any inroads. After that 1 goal lead that Argentina managed to get, Brazilian forwards looked, outwitted by the Argentinian defense. And full marks to the Argentinian manager in extra time too, where he managed to get fresh legs in, irrespective of the fact that he was pulling big names out, he managed to keep fresh legs in, as a result of which there was a bit more tempo, a bit more pressure that the defense could withstand in the dying moments of the game. And
absolutely, all is well that ends well, and Messi will definitely remember this for a long time. Literally his first international trophy, 16 years after his debut, and after victory, Messi was also tossed in the air by his teammates. Thank you, Anil. Thank you for giving us your vital inputs. And in Euro Cup now, England will take on Italy in the summit clash in London tonight. England hope to clinch a first major tournament triumph for 55 years. Italy undefeated in their last 33 games. So the final of Euro 2020 will be played tonight. The match will start at 12:30 a.m. My colleague Narayan joins me to talk more on this. Good morning, Narayan. First of all, is it coming home to London or going to Rome? Everyone will get the answer today. Italy on an unbeaten streak. They haven't been beaten for the last 33 games. England have done well. We have seen in the tournament beating Germany in the round of 16, Ukraine and then Denmark in the semi-finals. Even Stevens, you think, or Italy, you think, have an edge?
Good morning, Abhishek. Tonight the football fans across the globe will witness a clash of two footballing philosophy. One is Italian and other is English. If you talk about the English football philosophy, it's all about strength. It's all about taking the ball forward, and it is played on an electric pace. Whereas the Italian football, which is also known for their tactical football philosophy, which is highly ultra-defensive, and they always believe in keeping their defense intact. But when they are so former Man City players to Mancini to the reins of the Italian football, now they are a different entity. Not only they are keeping their defense intact and rock solid, but in attack also they are tournament right from their group stage. They are the teams who beat in the tournament are still they are unbeaten. And whereas England is concerned, they are the team which came in this tournament with a great the body. Their main defender, the Harry Maguire, was injured, but therefore Gareth Southgate kept playing and playing, and he got the reward for that. And throughout the tournament, he kept the English defense very tight, and their goalkeeper Jordan scored full marks to him, as they have considered only one goal in this tournament so far, and that is against the Denmark in the semi-finals. So all in all, we said that it's the hard phase, it's coming home for England. And as far as we call about Italian team,
right now, and big match will be played tonight between Italy and England, the summit clash of the Euro 2020, and at the Wembley Stadium in London, England have lost only one out of the last 17 games that they have played, and Italy are on an unbeaten 33 match streak. So it will be an intriguing match for sure. Thank you, Narayan. Thank you for giving us your precious time. Wimbledon now, Ashleigh Barty claimed her second Grand Slam title as she defeated Karolina Pliskova 6-3, 7-6 to win her maiden Wimbledon women's singles title on Saturday. The 25-year-old Australian last won a Grand Slam in 2018 but has continued to dominate the tennis circuit in 2021. With this win, Barty became the first Australian woman since Yvonne Goolagong in 1980 to win the Wimbledon title. And talking about the men's singles now, defending champion Novak Djokovic has set up the summit clash with Italy's Matteo Berrettini. The match will be held today. World number 1 Djokovic defeated 10th seed Denis Shapovalov, while 7th seed Berrettini thrashed Poland's Hubert Hurkacz in the semi-final match. And in Gujarat, in a bid to spread awareness among people about environment conservation, authorities have developed aquatic robotic galleries and a nature park for visitors. The aquatic gallery has over 11,600 fish of 188 different species. The park even facilitates boating for visitors across the green belt. The robotics gallery has 79 kind of robots on display. And in Madhya Pradesh's Indore, Sri Govindram Seksare Institute of Technology has science and has taken an initiative to save lives of squirrels in the college campus. The college has declared its premises a no-vehicle zone. The decision has come in the wake of college authority and students realizing that much of the squirrels were being killed due to vehicular movement in the campus during unlocked days. However, vehicles can pass through the campus only in emergency situation. The college campus is a home to around 1,500 squirrels, and not only this, the college's green cover shelters several species of birds in its campus. And before we wind up, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today in a tweet has mentioned about the talented people doing exceptional work at the grassroots. The PM said, and I quote, "Often we don't see or hear much of them. Do you know such inspiring people?" This is what he tweeted. You can nominate them for the People's Padma. Nominations are open till 15 September. And to nominate, people will have to visit padmawards.gov.in. Well, that's all we have in News on the Hour, but before we go, it's a reminder to wear a face mask whenever you step out of the house, and go and get yourself vaccinated if you are eligible to be inoculated. Namaskar.